So this is how I knew when I was a kid when I was in trouble. So mom would get mad and then she would, shout out your first name.
Absolutely.
And then she get a little bit more, you get on that second nerve and it's just like, and then you got the first name and your middle name.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got on mama's final nerve, she shouted out all three of your names.
She had
and
to.
Sometimes she mixed you up with neighborhood kids. She goes, and mixing you up with names and stuff like that. But when she gets first and middle and last name, you in trouble.
There are little indicators of when you have just hit mama's last nerve for sure. And you can use the open mic if you want to tell us, like, what was that thing, that just that little clue that let you know. Here's something.
Okay,
I'm going to call out a name.
Okay.
So I go out on the front porch, just like Brian's mom, and I'm like, Bartholomew Michael Sanderson, get in here. Does that name work?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Does it?
It does work.
So I could name a future child Bartholomew Michael Sanderson. I couldn't do the Sanderson. It'd be Riles.
Well,
but
yeah, then you're calling like Bart for short.
You could, Barty.
The Bart man.
Yeah.
So I like that. So is that how people are coming up with names now?
Not necessarily coming up with, but just making sure it rolls off the tongue, that it sounds good together. It's called the porch rule. And so you go out because I think about when you have a baby, you're rocking the baby, you're trying to name the baby, and you look at it and you call it some, older name.
Yeah.
Or even a shorter name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how will you figure out that's going to work?
Okay.
And then if you're putting all those names, somebody my daughter went to school with, name was Taylor, and I'm like, why? Like, why would you do that?
Taylor was the first name. Taylor was the last name.
And Taylor was the last name. And I don't know the middle name. Was it Taylor too? I don't know.
Well, we got a text from Sherry this morning at 800-447-7234. It's Rob and Liz in the morning. I'm Brian in for Rob. She says, as a teacher, parents need to remember that your child will live with their entire life with that name, and they need to learn how to spell it. Have yourself a fabulous Monday. And Karen says she once knew a dentist in the town where she lives, William Williams. And she says, I think it is silly to be named the same first and last name. But at least you wouldn't forget it, I guess.
Good morning, Brian and Liz. My children will tell you that when I have reached my final conversation about something that we're talking about, I will say, but the bottom line is, and when I've said the bottom line is, the conversation is over. And they laugh at me now because if I say that, I'm done.